We are back with the Screen Team. I am Chris. I'm being joined by Laura Butler, the very lovely and talented Laura Butler. And her and I are getting ready to review a movie that is so outrageously bad, horrible, that I can't even go further with this review.
I'm going to have to high five you on that.
This movie the movie we're talking about, by the way, is The Girl on the Train.
Yes.
And I guess why I'm so passionate about this film is, when I first saw the trailers for it, I was like, oh man, this looks so good.
It looks amazing by the trailers.
Yeah, it felt like a Gone Girl type of movie, very thrilling. You've got Emily Blunt. She's on a train, and she sees some sort of murder or something go down. You're like, oh man. And she's a lot of psychological stuff going on. And I was like, man, I've got to see this in theaters. I missed it. So DVD comes around, ready to watch it. I see it, and I am so disappointed by this film.
Wah. I was the same way. Exactly the same way. I went and saw it. Well, no, I guess I rented it as well when it came out on DVD. And I was like you. I was expecting like this, like in your head, like, kind of like with Sixth Sense, you didn't know what was going to happen,
right,
type thing. But then I was just like, okay, this is so slow. This is so slow. It's not that she didn't do a good job portraying Emily Blunt. I thought she did a good job with her character. Like she was crazy.
She was
an alcoholic. She was crazy. But like all through the movie, you're like, man, she's an awful person. You're like, she's terrible. She's such an awful person.
And not just her, but
everybody's
an awful person.
Yes, there's no redeeming character in this movie.
Yeah.
Not even one. And so you just go through it thinking, whatever. But at the end, it twists a bit. But it takes like you don't understand any of what's going on until the end, and then you're just like, why did you do that? Like, I don't even understand the plot of this movie.
Yeah.
Like, what was the point of all this?
I agree 100%. This was based on a book, a very, very popular best-selling book.
Yeah.
And I've never read the book, but I'm assuming the book is probably like 10 times better than the movie is.
It has to be on bestsellers list.
Because it has so many good elements. You've got a murder going down. You've got a lady who you're not really quite sure about. She seems like she's your main character. She seems somewhat legit, like she's got to be a good person. She's got to be.
You're hoping.
But there's so much, alcoholism, and she's like a stalker. The very first scene, you're like, this girl's a stalker.
Yeah,
what's her
crazy.
deal, man? And you think she might have some bipolar issues, just a lot of different things going on. So the elements were there. You have what you think is like a love triangle or a love square. There's 3 or 4 different characters going on. And I guess I blame the people who did the post-production of this, the director. There was just nothing. I never found myself on the edge of my seat being like, okay, what's going to happen next?
Right, because I didn't care.
Exactly.
I really didn't care what happened to any of the characters. I didn't, like, towards the end, I was just like, can this be over so I know that it's over and I didn't, like, miss some huge plot twist at the end that made it good?
Right.
I really didn't. I mean, of all the movies I've seen in the last year, it was probably one of my least favorite.
Yeah, I was really, really disappointed with this film. I was expecting a lot, and I know you said there was a twist at the end, but to me, the twist was predictable.
I knew something. I didn't know exactly what. I knew it was something. I just didn't know that. Well, I mean, if I say anything, I'll give it away.
Right.
But I knew something had to change at the end, or the whole movie was just pointless. Because there's no, I mean, and you have to, in your plot, you have to have like a climax, and you have to have, a antagonist and a protagonist. And throughout this movie, that's not a clear picture. You don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Until the end.
So did you understand the timeline? Because the movie goes around like a pretzel.
Right.
You're in the future, not the future. You're in the present. You're in the past. You're back. It goes.
Yes.
It goes from timeline to timeline. Were you following that?
After a little bit, I caught on to it. Mm-hmm. Like there's Lisa Kudrow is in this movie briefly, and like that was about the point. Like when she like you understand when she flashes back with her husband, like they're not together anymore. So that's when I started realizing, okay, well this is different times because I mean they're broken up. So then you go back with her. I was like, oh okay. So you're seeing what happened with her and him and their past together.
Yeah,
and that's truly what. That's about the only thing that saves this movie is them throwing it back to that.
Yeah. I liked a lot of the actors before I saw the movie. I like the actors that they had star in this. I love Emily Blunt. I love the stuff that she does. She is one of those actresses that, you know, she can do the serious drama, but she's also got a lot of. She's very funny.
Yeah. Isn't she married to John Krasinski?
Yeah. They're very funny couple. You know, I'd love to see them in something together.
Oh yeah,
you know?
for sure.
What's his name? Luke Evans is in this. As well. Jennifer Aniston's husband, Justin Theroux, I think is his name. He was in this as well. Lisa Kudrow, like you said, is in this film as well. A lot of talented people, a lot of actors and actresses I like, but not in this film.
No, it was, I don't know. I felt bad for him.
Like I said, I think a lot of blame goes to direction and, post-production. Like the score to me wasn't very, suspenseful or anything like that.
I don't even remember it at all.
Yeah.
To me, I think that this was a book that was great that flopped.
Yeah.
As far as what they did with it in the theater. I think the book carried it as far as box office.
Yeah, I agree. The movie's called The Girl on the Train. If you don't like what we got to say and you still want to check it out, you can find it on DVD. Coming up after the break, we're going to review the brand new Wonder Woman film. It's coming up next on KWOC.